Alright, everyone, I just killed the Idol of Relizek and moved everyone back behind the wall, the ice wall in Kael Drakkel. We are 72 boxing the Avatar of War in this video, and I am Dave of Daveland. If you like this kind of stuff, please smash that thumbs up button and hit subscribe and share with your friends so they can see other cool stuff like this. So, Avatar of War he spawns in the arena in Kael. He's right over here, and what we have to do to pull him is we're gonna come up through these stairs and throw something at him, and he's gonna come after us. So actually, no, I take that back. We're gonna go through this downstairs area. That's actually an easier way to do it. So I'm gonna do something a little different. I haven't done this on my other videos. Usually I show the clear because Avatar of War is such a long fight, and I don't know if I'll win just because he is really hard. I'm gonna GM kill every mob on my way to him with Buddy, just so you can, just so you get the demonstration of what you're supposed to do when you fight him. There's no mobs that spawn back here. Oh, Buddy has no buffs on. Interesting. Let me try it. Hold on. So, give me a second. I'm going to try a different monk. Let's try Hops. Hops has buffs on. Okay. Does he have J boots on? Yes, he does. Let's refresh that buff. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to GM kill every mob on the way to Avatar of War, and then I'm going to have Hops pull him behind the ice wall. And this is okay to pull here because nothing spawns here. So it's perfectly safe to pull, kill all these mobs that I'm about to kill. I'm GM killing them. But you would normally kill them yourself with your raid, or depending on the people you're fighting with, if you're playing a smaller team or whatnot. Probably don't need to kill every giant, honestly, but I just want to make sure nothing adds. I guess I could GM kill the ads. There's 3 tougher giants right behind this door, so we want to kill them too. And these guys are actually more of a challenge. So we want to go down this ramp, and I think there's a ramp on either side. And we're gonna go in here, kill these guys, and then there's a doorway right here to the arena. And this is going to lead us to Avatar of War. And I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna have Void Dance Discipline just in case Avatar of War is able to keep up with Hops or hits him once, because seriously, a single hit will kill him. Avatar of War hits way too hard to even mess with him. I didn't even show the stats. That was a mistake. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and bring up his stats in just a second, and we get Buddy Hop. Oh, that's not the right way. Oh no. Oh no. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Alright, so I jumped up the stairs. That was embarrassing. I paused the video and finagled around while I tried to jump up the damn stairs. So silly. So I'm going to just pull the Avatar of War back here. I'm not going to pull him to the wall. I just want to keep him in place. And I think where is that? Let's bring up his stats super fast. So this is Idol of Relizek from the previous fight. So Avatar of War is right here. He is weak against cold magic, very weak against cold magic. He hits for up to 1154, 900 accuracy. He flurries, he triples, 900,000 hit points, 850 armor class, and no special abilities, but he's unslowable. This guy will mess up your day, but he also drops some really sick loot. And he is one of those like mobs where if you can beat him, you've done something pretty tough. He was originally supposed to be unkillable from what I remember about him. He was supposed to be a mob that could not be beaten. But, Complete Heal Chain was invented by a raiding group. I believe a cleric came up with it. And let me make sure he comes through this one. Yeah, make sure he comes through the correct one. Come on, come over here. No, not over there. If he comes from behind, we're in big trouble. Come on over. We're just gonna feign death. Oh, feign death failed. Okay. So Hops is gonna be dead. Oh, no. Okay, I see. So we're gonna use Furious and turn the Complete Heal Chain on and pull him into the raid. Alright, Complete Heal Chain is up. And I'm going to set the timing to 5 seconds. I think I can handle a 5-second rotation, even with defensive. So this is the kind of fight where we're going to debuff him, nuke set, big cold, and then we do nuke set, big magic, not wizard. So this is the type of fight where, honestly, armor class almost doesn't matter because he just hits so damn hard. you pretty much want, you pretty much want hit point. You want armor class to avoid getting one-shotted. But having like 300 more armor class is probably not going to make the difference. It's probably going to be having like 1,000 or more extra hit points if you can on your warriors. In Velious there's no augments. Maybe if you could prioritize buffs in a way. I'm probably going to lose Dave in this fight. So what I'm going to do is tell Allie, turn off her macro, and same with Meg. And I'm actually going to switch them and make sure their auto attacks are turned off. Turn off her auto attack, and turn off her auto attack. So I don't want them pulling aggro. I don't care about my Shadow Knights or my Paladins. They're gonna die anyway. I will have Arthur. I'll have Arthur harm touch. Let me blow the harm touch. So that's gonna get Arthur killed, but that's okay. We're okay with that because the harm touch will do a significant portion of. Well, not really. His 900,000 hit points. So maybe it'll do like 50,000 of them. 20,000 of them. I forget how much it actually does. I do want to check the parse for this fight. I am curious. That's why I'm trying to stay near my casters. Because if you're out of range, you won't see the parse. So he's going down fairly fast for the Avatar of War for my group. I did start gearing up significantly. I put a group multiplier on the server for a little while so more stuff would drop off each mob because I figured that I would have to do about 300 plus fights to gear up everyone, and I don't have that kind of time, so I did a loot multiplier to kind of speed things up. So people have mostly their best weapons in melee. A lot of the characters are maybe not best in slot. I haven't killed Vulak yet. Vulak, I can't get him down below 50%. He's just too hard right now. I have to figure out a better strategy. I lose aggro because his Ancient Breath slows everyone and Dave can't hold aggro. So Avatar of War is... again, has no special abilities besides that he triples and flurries. Dave's defensive is almost down, so I'm going to tighten the complete heal chain to 3 seconds. And once Dave dies, which he probably will, where I will switch to Allie and then Meg. Let me back off. Oh, okay, we're not going to back off. I'm going to summon him back closer to the casters just because I want to make sure that we're getting the parse. And I think I might have been too out of range already, but that's okay. I'll see if I lost any other of my characters. It looks like Norm is dead. Jackie's alive, so I'll have her harm touch. And mind the UI on the other characters. I don't use them very often, so I didn't update their UI. They're using just whatever came when the character was created. Days I updated a little bit, but I'm not. I don't really look at the UI because I'm so busy just issuing commands. I have so many of these commands that I'm issuing. Obviously I hit the engage command and everyone's kind of doing their thing, but I am keeping an eye on things. I'm gonna hit quick burn now, which is telling everyone to use their offensive disciplines, and then I'll hit long burn and full burn after that. You can kind of see Dave's life bar just boom, 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 just up and down with a 3 second heal chain. Now, I recommend having as high mana regen on your clerics as possible for this fight because you want to last as long as you can. So if you can get as high as 15 mana regen, I believe in Velious, I think 15 is the cap. And I would recommend trying to get 15 if you can. You can do that with items like the Brain of Khazad-dûl. What else? You can get a Salvare's Robe of Darkness off Vulak if you can kill Vulak before getting to 15 mana regen. They have a self buff, which I believe has 8 or 9 mana regen. I think the Ancient High Bulwark has 8 or 9. It might be 7. You can Yelp if they're standing. That can give you some mana regen. What else? I know my... I think there's an earring from Tuner, and I think there's an earring with +3. There's a whole bunch of items. I will switch to my... If I remember, depending how long this fight goes on, if I win, I'll switch to my cleric and actually show... I'll show some of the mana regen items that are on Mary. I think Mary has the highest mana regen of all the clerics. I could be wrong. It's also not a bad idea to get the casters mana regen for their nukes, especially wizards. I prioritize my wizards for mana regen and mana items because when they run out of mana, they're useless. And speaking of that, I'm going to do /BC combat mode, one word, space, melee, and I have all my casters go melee him because at this point they're out of mana. So they need every extra DPS would not hurt at this point. Of course, Fernando just got killed. Oh, poor Fernando. I'm actually surprised. So the cleric's starting to get down on mana, falling below half. So I'm going to set the chain to 4 seconds again instead of 3 seconds. That 1 extra second might be enough for them to slow down their mana drain, just from casting complete heal over and over again. If I set it back to 5 or 6 seconds, they might maintain mana indefinitely, but Dave will definitely die. So at this point, we're just kind of waiting for Dave to die naturally, like that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to let Dave zone to Freeport, where I have everyone bound, or almost everyone, and I'm going to summon him back, and that's going to cause the complete heal chain to update to Ally. So we're going to switch to Ally, turn on auto attack, turn on Furious, and I'm going to tell everyone to back off, and let Ally get some aggro. So he's going to kill a whole bunch of characters while I do this, because Ally wasn't attacking that entire fight. So unfortunately, this is going to probably kill a whole bunch of people. Come on. You know what? There we go. Okay, we're okay now. We're going to set the timing to 5 seconds on the complete heal chain. Looks like some of my guys are stuck, so I'm going to just bring Avatar of War a little closer to the edge here. Just because I had some guys fall off. I think everyone... You know what? Let me pull him into the ice. I don't think it's slippery here. I'm going to summon him just to move him. There we go. Okay. And I hope I can still get complete heals. Let's go stand over here, just in case. Yeah, we're okay. Oh, no! Oh, whew! Oh, Jesus! Wow! And, you know, Ali's AC is just as good as Dave's. So that was... Oh, defensive is no. That's what's wrong. Okay, now I'm okay. Okay, I thought I used it, and I guess I hit Control 2, which is to use defensive, but maybe it wasn't refreshed from Furious yet. So Ali should be fine now. I'm surprised she's actually survived that long with a 5-second complete heal chain. You can see Kitty and Liko are two of the clerics, and they're getting a little low in mana. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if Emily is still alive. She is. I'm going to turn off her macro, and I'm going to have her go over to the clerics. Get over there. And she's using an AoE mana regen. So she's going to stand right here and just pump the clerics. I don't have Necros set up to do that. Just something I've just never set up was Necros pumping the clerics with mana. I could make a complete heal cleric group, which would be, maybe 5 of the 6 clerics, and have a Necro use Mind Rack. I don't know if Mind Rack would work on the Avatar of War. I think they need mana, and I don't know if the Avatar of War has mana. I've never really used that spell because I've never played a Necro. I have, every class is being used at least once in this raid, but I don't have experience with each class. So, one of the things you have to consider when you're boxing is you have to know how to play every class a little bit. I'm familiar with Bard, Cleric, Enchanter, Mage, Shadow Knight, Paladin somewhat. I think Rogues are pretty straightforward at this point. You can just backstab. And Shaman I'm good at Shaman too. Oh man, we're running out of mana. You do though. You need to have, I'm going to set the timing to 6 seconds. Hope to God I can survive. You have to know how to play every character. And because when you write the script, it's not like you can just download scripts. They work differently for every group. It doesn't make sense to just download a script from like Red Guides. You have to kind of know how to play the character because your raid makeup's going to be different than someone else's raid makeup. And you might have different ideas for buff priority, debuff priority. There's no right way to do it. So I've had some comments like, well, what are you actually doing? Like, can't you just download your scripts? I'm like, I could download a template, but like at the end of the day, I wrote my scripts because I play my way, and not everyone would play my way. In fact, my wizards don't chain their nukes. Like, they don't cast rain spells followed by a nuke followed by a concussion. They just cast the same nuke over and over again, and they cast concussion if they get too much aggro. And the reason I did that, it made them inefficient compared to a real wizard, because I actually do play a wizard when I play on live. I made it that way because if I fight too many mobs at once, the characters don't know the difference between one boss and one boss with adds. Therefore, they're going to cast rain spells on adds, and that's going to get the wizards get aggro, and that's a problem. So I just make them single target. So, some of my characters are inefficient, but generally they play better than a group of people if the people are average players. I think the bots are actually, boxes. I should say boxes, not really bots, because whatever you want to call them. They play better than the average person, because the healers definitely are better than the average healer, just because they know who to heal based on how they're programmed, so they're not constantly thinking around who to target. I guess if you had the extended target window, you could pick your people who to heal and quickly switch between them, but not everyone knows how to do that, I think, at least some people I've played with. Oh! And Ellie died at the last second, and Avatar of War died. So Avatar of War got the last laugh and killed Ellie. That's so funny. So Avatar of War is down, and that was kind of a long and tough fight. So I'm going to summon everyone back, and I'm going to do pound corpse, delete player corpses, and I'm just going to pause the video super fast. Alright, the macros are reset, so no beeping. So let's see what he dropped, and I'm going to go to Mary real quick, and also to the parse. So I have this on every warrior. This is the best in slot for warriors in Velious. It's the best helmet you can find. So, you know, if you play a warrior, you're boxing, definitely go for this. Pretty sure this is the best in slot for bards and rogues in the expansion. So, yep, go for that. This, I don't think this is the best in slot, but it's an okay bow. I don't think it's the best bow. It might be the best bow for rangers. I'm not sure. I don't really use archery. I should. This is the best in slot for like pretty much everyone in Velious. And you think, well, it's a tank item. It has 30 armor class. It does. And once all your tanks get it, start giving them to your casters, your priests, your rangers, anyone who has mana, really. And even like to an extent your melee DPS, like your rogues and stuff, because the hit points and this, you know, you might have cap strength, but the hit points in the armor class will keep them alive through like AoE rampages and stuff. So I'm not telling you to kill the Avatar of War a million times, but if you're doing the Avatar of War, whether playing him on your own server, a public emulator, or a TLP, the Ring of Destruction is basically the best in slot for everyone. So I give it to everyone. So I am actually going to give that to someone who doesn't have it. And almost, you know, a lot of my characters have it now because I had, like I said, a loot multiplier on the server. So let's give it to a cat. I think I gave it to all my casters. So let's give it to a priest this time. I feel like that's like sacrilege, giving it to a priest, but I'm going to, because they have platinum jasper rings. So how about we pick a random cleric who's in the complete heal chain, and I'm going to give it to Sid, who has a +6 wisdom ring. So I'll target Sid and give item 25211, and we'll switch to Sid. And Sid doesn't have the best of gear, if I remember correctly. Sid doesn't even have legs or gloves at the moment. So, but she has 5100 mana, so that's not terrible. I used to have, I wanted to hook up Magello, like emulator Magello to the server so I can more easily see what everyone has, but I couldn't figure it out. I'm not really good at PHP. You need to set up PHP, and I just don't know how to do it. It makes it much easier to inventory everyone. So let's talk about mana regen. So Mary has 54 mana regen with Keon, with Bard buff, Bard song I should say, and it looks like she doesn't have Spiritual Purity cast on her right now. Probably wore off. So I think I don't know if she's capped. So she has +3 from the Golden Leaf Earring. I think that's from Tuner. She has, nope. That's Jasper. What's this? Oh, yuck. Nope. Gross. Man, she has some bad stuff. Oh, that's from Dozakar. So Mary was probably not the good example. This is from killing King Tormax and giving his head to Jelinek. I just spawn these boots when I kill him. This is from Dozakar, +1 mana regen. This is from a Dozakar quest, +1 mana regen. Oh my god. I gotta replace those. Wow. Yep. There's no mana on that. It's just wisdom. So, Mary was a bad example. Oh my god. Now, I'm glad I went to Mary because I'm realizing how bad her gear is. Oh my god. This is some... Okay. So anyway, Mary was a terrible example, but there are many places you can get mana regen. And I recommend having as high mana regen as possible when fighting harder, longer fights like Avatar and like Avatar 4 and like Bulak and similar fights. Let's check the parse. Let's see how the fight went. Let's see the parse picked everything up. Now Dave died, so there's gonna be a hole in the parse. But let's see if I can get it. So I'm just gonna pause the video and bring up the parse. Okay, so it looks like it parsed about 800,000 of all of his hit points. So we're missing a little bit of the parse, but that's okay. So it looks like the rogues came out in first place. Well, 2 of the rogues did. I don't know where Charlotte is. Oh, she's way down here. She must have died. I don't see an X next to him. I don't know why we didn't get Charlotte's damage. They're all using the same weapons. They're using Tuner's Piercer and I think an Avatar weapon. I wonder if Roland and Dan are being buffed in a way that Charlotte isn't. Or maybe Charlotte didn't have buffs. Ryan's a ranger, and he's meleeing. Quinn, Richie, and Hizashi are berserkers. And the only reason they're doing this much DPS is because they have their epics. And remember, in Velious, berserkers don't exist. So you wouldn't have your epic. You'd have, if a berserker was allowed in Velious, they would have probably something else. I don't know if they'd have their epic if you could somehow, I don't know what expansion their stuff becomes available. So they're using their epic, which makes them they have a very out-of-era powered weapon. Bria is a beast lord. She's doing decent, and that doesn't even count her pet, which is way down here. But if you add her pet and her together, 23,000 and 12,000, she's up there with the rogues practically. And then kind of the monks are in here. And then it just kind of goes down. The wizards did not do very well, so maybe that was I used the wrong choice in spells. I think I used lure colds. Maybe I switched them over. I'm not really sure, but apparently they didn't do very well because usually wizards are up there, even though the fight was long and they would have ran out of mana. I'm surprised they didn't last. They didn't do as much damage, but you can kind of see the parse from here. And for whatever reason, I don't have the tanking parse. I don't know why it's not loading. So I can't see how well each tank did. But normally you'd have like how often they got hit, how much they dodged, parried, riposted, etc. So that's the Avatar of War. If you have any questions about, kind of the strat for killing him, or if I didn't cover anything, please let me know. Otherwise, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Share this with your friends. I'm going to be doing some more videos, and I'll see you guys soon.